What's good, everybody, man? This is your guy, Manny, and this is the Talking Sports with Manny YouTube channel. I know it's been a minute since I've been on. I've just been so busy, man, dealing with life and just doing my thing, but we're here to talk fantasy football. If people jump in, they do. If they don't, it's okay. You guys can catch the replay and you guys can get some fantasy football um, news or gems or nuggets that can help you guys turn your season around. If you guys are in leagues where you're 2-5, or if you're in a league where you're, 1-6 or whatever the case may be, there's still a chance. There's still a chance. Don't panic. You just got to make the right moves. You guys have to think about it this way. Those teams who start out 7-0 or 6-1, right? Those players do not maintain the same consistency all the way through the end of the season. Sometimes the bad players end up turning out to be good, and then the good players end up turning out to be bad. So if you've been bad, you can be bad because of so many different reasons. So breaking news, Jerry Jeudy is back, and he is going to be going against that poor Washington football defense. So to kick off our waiver wire show for week 8, there's tons and tons of people that are out here in free agency that you can go ahead and grab. So the quarterbacks that are affected this week are Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson, obviously, Baker Mayfield. That shoulder, is still not all the way 100%. Dak Prescott, they're saying that he's practicing, but we don't know what's about to happen with Dak Prescott as we speak. Tyrod Taylor, he's still a week away. Fitzpatrick is about 2 weeks away. He's going to get a MRI on his hip to see when he's supposed to be coming back. I think that Fitzpatrick is probably at least 3 weeks away. Zach Wilson, he's going to be missing for 2 to 4 weeks. And then, of course, Taysom Hill, concussion. So teams, quarterbacks that are on bye weeks that are going to be affected this week is Lamar Jackson and Derek Carr. Now, if Kirk Cousins is available in your league, I don't know why he would be available, but if he's available, if you're playing in a one quarterback league, Kirk Cousins is an excellent choice this week. Tua Tagovailoa has been good the last 2 weeks, but he's played some, lesser tier type guys. So pick up Carson Wentz, y'all. Carson Wentz is playing out of his mind right now. So far this season, 1,600 plus yards, 12 touchdowns, and 1 interception. He's averaging 20.5 points a game. And, you have Daniel Jones, who has a juicy matchup this week versus an all-time terrible defense in the Kansas City Chiefs. Look for Daniel Jones to have lots of points this week. I got him for over 25 points this week. He's going to be scrambling, running around. This is the perfect opportunity to start a Daniel Jones. I'm starting Daniel Jones over the likes of guys like Bridgewater and Matt Ryan and Jameis Winston. So he's in that class. Even though that Matt Ryan is just a tad bit better in fantasy football, Daniel Jones can definitely give you a big week, especially if the Giants are playing from behind. Teddy Bridgewater, he's a good stream this week. They're playing the lowly Washington football team. So why not grab a Teddy Bridgewater and shoot for the stars? Jameis Winston plays Tampa Bay this week. This could be a revenge type game. I'm not saying that James is going to come out here and get the dub versus Tampa. But then again, New Orleans does have a pretty good defense, right? What's good, man? Appreciate you hopping on the stream. That guy, Kevin, he goes, what's going on, my brother? He goes, what do you think about Waller for Pitts? I'm the one trading away Waller. I don't like that deal. I still think that Waller is a top 2 tight end. Outside of Travis Kelce, there's nobody out there that can do what Waller can do. I get it. I understand that Kyle Pitts is coming into his own. If this is a redraft league, I'd rather have Waller. If this is a dynasty league or keeper league, then I'd rather have Pitts. So I guess that's the easiest way to answer it. But, yeah, I'm not trading Waller for Pitts whatsoever. But, hey, maybe Pitts is trending up, but at the same time, I still think that rookies are still rookies still take time. I get that Pitts have had 2 really, really, really good games, but at the end of the day, I still like Waller over Pitts. But I get where you're coming from. Great question. Where was I? So I was talking about Jameis Winston. It's a get-right game, or more so of a revenge game. And who knows, maybe Michael Thomas is back this week. I don't know. I'm hearing mixed reports. Some people are saying that Michael Thomas is going to be back in 2 weeks. Some people are saying that he's going to be back this week. So let's see what happens. And if Michael Thomas does play, I really like Jameis Winston a lot this week. If you're new to the channel, please like, please subscribe, please share. If you're watching the stream, please like. It helps me with the YouTube algorithms. Taylor Heineke is an interesting play this week versus the Denver Broncos. At the end of the day, Taylor Heineke has been inconsistent, but he does run the ball. Just like last week, he had a season-high 95 yards rushing, so he's a scrambling quarterback, and he's best. He's at his best when he's running the ball. He's going to be running the ball a lot, running for his life with that Denver pass rush. I do like Taylor Heineke this week, but there are better options than Taylor Heineke. So, yeah, definitely he's a guy that you want to grab. He's averaging 19.9 points a game. That's not bad. Tyrod Taylor is a guy to stash if you're playing in Superflex leagues. Even a Trevor Lawrence, Mac Jones, some of these rookies. Deshawn Watson, everybody's rushing to grab Deshawn Watson because I've heard that if he gets traded, he's eligible to play. The Houston Texans just choose not to play him. He's not on that NFL list just yet. So if he does get traded, he's eligible to play until the results of his case come out. Case Keenum is a decent, a flex play in super, super deep leagues where you're looking for a quarterback, where you're starting 2 quarterbacks, Joe Flacco as well. So those guys are available for super flex. I know you guys are looking at me like, what is he talking about, Keenum and Flacco? I have to remember that everybody plays fantasy different ways. Some people play super flex, some people play dynasty, redraft, IDP. So, there's different types of ways to utilize the waiver wire. Now, we look at the running back position. You have guys like Miles Sanders, Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, Christian McCaffrey, Chris Carson, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. The list goes on and on and on. It's so many running backs that are either out or they're dealing with injuries. Also bye weeks. This week you have Josh Jacobs, Kenyon Drake, Latavius Murray, Devontae Freeman, Le'Veon Bell, and Tyson Williams. So it's not a lot of running backs out due to bye week this week, unlike last week. So guys that you might want to look at is a guy like Kenneth Gainwell. He's more so effective in the passing game than he is in the running game. He has 164 yards receiving, unlike 120 yards rushing. He does have 3 total touchdowns this year. He's averaging over 9.3 points a game in fantasy. And with Miles Sanders missing time, they already like to use Gainwell more than Sanders anyway. So the 2 backs that I will target out of that backfield is, of course, Kenneth Gainwell. He's going to be more so expensive. He's going to be expensive. And if you're playing in a league that you have to use fab, you're going to be using a lot of fab on Gainwell. Oh, what up, Carl, man? Appreciate you hopping on the stream, man. Please like. This says, I'm in a deep league, and I'm thin at RB. Chubb is hurt. Gainwell or Herbert? Oh, man, give me Herbert. Herbert all day. Herbert has supplanted Damian Williams in that backfield. I've been hearing everybody talking about Williams coming back from COVID and in Herbert, but Herbert has shown that he's the better running back in that system. And I'm telling you guys, even when David Montgomery comes back, Herbert has done enough to eat into David Montgomery's carries. So Herbert he's starting to be a real thing. He's starting to be a real thing. And if you're playing Dynasty, Herbert is a guy that you want to go ahead and grab and stash. So, yes, I'm taking Herbert over Gainwell all day long. Says, you was reading my mind. Oh, man, yeah, I was just going down the line of my list and people that I have, and then, then we started talking about Gainwell. But, yeah, Gainwell and Boston Scott are both great options this week, but Gainwell is more so of a PPR guy, and the Eagles are always losing, so maybe – Gainwell gets more love than Boston Scott, although Boston Scott is capable of receiving the ball. So don't sleep on Boston Scott. Boston Scott is cheaper. Gainwell is going to be more expensive to get, especially if you're using your fab budget. And I would recommend using at least 20 to 25% of your fab budget to get a Gainwell. Let's go ahead and talk about Samaje Perine. Samaje Perine is starting to become more and more of a complete back. I'm telling you guys, he's becoming a thing. He's becoming a thing. 2 good weeks back to back. And not only that, he's receiving the ball fairly well. 8 receptions this year for 77 yards and 2 touchdowns. So, I mean, he's averaging 7 points a game right now, and that's behind Mixon. You know, in the games where Mixon don't play, he's getting love. Samaje Perine is going against the Jets defense that has been ultra trash this year. They gave up, 4 rushing touchdowns to the Patriots last week. So look for Samaje Perine to be a guy that has potential to get into the end zone this week. I see the Bengals beating the mess out of the Jets. Start every single Bengal you have versus the Jets. I'm telling you, you're going to have a high chance of touchdowns. You're going to have a high chance of success. The Jets are just ultra trash at this moment. And I like Samaje Perine this week as a guy that can score double-digit points. I like Brandon Bolton. He seemed to be that guy that has taken over that James White type role. So Brandon Bolton's going to be a guy that commands a lot of targets. So if you have a Brandon Bolton and, you're lacking this week or you're struggling, there's not a lot of quality running backs right now on the wire. And I'm telling you guys, Brandon Bolton is a guy that you want to go ahead and grab. And you can start him with confidence in your flex position. You can start him as your RB2 if you are hurting. If you got guys like Chubb missing, Brandon Bolton, he's commanding a lot of targets. He caught 7 receptions last week. It was 79. It was 6 receptions for 79 yards and a score. So Brandon Bolton is a thing, but we all know that Belichick likes to use his running backs like this. Ramondre Stevenson was inactive. That was a huge surprise. I was going to double up on the Patriots backfield because I knew that the Jets were so bad, but Ramondre Stevenson ended up not playing. Then a guy like J.J. Taylor ended up getting all of the extra work. So look for the Bengals to go off on the Jets this week. So that's why I say Samaje Perine. For those of you guys that are feeling frisky, you go ahead and get you a guy like Rashad Penny. I'm not a Rashad Penny fan. I think he's terrible. But at the same time, Alex Collins looked like ultra trash last night. So Rashad Penny could be a thing. And we all know that Pete Carroll is a guy, just like Shanahan and Bill Belichick. They love to just interchange their running backs. They like to go with the hot hand. So, if Rashad Penny's out there and you have an extra roster spot, give him a shot. He might be able to do something moving forward. And we all know that Chris Carson might be out a little bit longer than the initial 4 weeks that they said. Jermichael Hasty is another backfield that I don't like, which is the San Francisco 49ers. The only running back to own in that backfield is Eli Mitchell. So Jermichael Hasty is more so of a bench stash. You stash these guys because these guys could end up being something for you down the line. With all the injuries happening, you better start handcuffing your running backs. You better make sure that everything on your bench is all handcuffs. There's no need to have 6, 7, 8 wide receivers on your team when you're only going to play 2 or 3 wide receivers anyways. So why not have more handcuffs, more running back handcuffs than anything? David Johnson is going to be a sneaky running back moving forward. He's getting a lot of targets from Davis Mills. As long as Davis Mills remains the quarterback with the lack of a good tight end, David Johnson is that security blanket. So you're going to see a lot of David Johnson moving forward. Y'all give me a moment. Be right back.